Apple TV's newest show, Side Quest, is coming to you March 26th. And joining me now are Katie, Ashley, and John. How's everyone doing this morning?
Great.
Well,
How are
yeah.
you?
Nice to
I'm
meet you.
good. I'm good. Okay, Katie, I want to start with you. Why don't you kind of set up what Side Quest is for me and kind of what this has to do with Mythic Quest? Because I know it's an expansion off that series.
Yes. So Mythic Quest was it's a world that takes place at a video game development company, and every season we have a departure episode, which kind of explores a little bit deeper the theme that we want to express throughout that season, and in a kind of condensed cinematic package. And we wanted to expand that because fans like those episodes. There's more worlds to explore, while also Mythic Quest doesn't live in isolation. So every decision that they make there affects the fans, affects the workers, affects kind of everyday people that are existing in Mythic Quest's world. At least that's the way Ian and Poppy would see it. So we wanted to be able to take the time and develop those themes and kind of just give different perspectives on the player and fan experience of what it means to be a lover of games. But you don't have to be a gamer to appreciate the show, because we wanted to explore themes that deal with the dark side of creativity, the struggles with relationships, and sometimes our relationships with creativity.
John, can you tell me what it was like for, the team and you all, because you all have very unique roles in this process, what it was like for you all creating this show and kind of creating this secondary concept to something else?
It was actually really, I think it's about as good an experience as you can have, like we all sort of have different strengths, and, I think we relied on those strengths to like fill in the gaps for, I could speak for myself personally, like Ashley, for example, has like probably a lot more on-set experience than I do. So that was like really helpful in terms of like making sure we're getting the coverage we need, and then I'm maybe back in the room and keeping the writing process going on something else while Katie is doing casting work. And it just really, I can't imagine having done it by myself. It gives me night terrors to like think about that. So and then beyond that, we just hired incredibly well, and we just had the greatest crew and cast that you could ask for. So it just, I don't know what to say. We had kind of a dream scenario in a lot of ways.
I love hearing that. Well, and it's great when you get all these amazing creatives in one room and you all have this very kind of similar idea creatively, but also your differences are, obviously what makes it work. So I think that's really cool. Now, Ashley, you have a unique role because I know you help behind the scenes, but you also kind of star in this. So tell me what that has been like for you.
Yeah, I'm a cast member of Mythic Quest, and I started there as a writer. So I'm not in Side Quest at all. Spoilers, there's no Rachel. But I know you were all hoping for Rachel's standalone episode. But it was actually kind of interesting to be in this position as an actor, because I haven't really had to do casting before, like casting people for roles. And it's sort of an interesting experience to be on the other side, and also sort of educational for me as an actor, because you hear that, the sort of platitude of like, if you don't get a role, it's not that you're not good, it's that you're not right for it. And I've heard that before and been like, okay, sure. But then now casting our show, there's so many actors that we saw where I'm like, oh, they are really good, they just aren't right for this role. So there's different things like that where I'm like, oh, it isn't a lie that's told to people to make them feel better. It's actually true.
Sometimes it's a lie.
Sometimes it's a lie.
Sometimes it's a lie. But so yeah, that was a really interesting experience. And also funny as an actor, because it's like, as an actor, you want to give every other actor a job. So it was also a funny thing to be like, to really like someone and be like, we don't have something for you, but we kept a lot of people in mind for other episodes and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's interesting putting on that different hat once, you're used to being in a certain position for a while.
Yeah, no, I love that. Okay, this question can be for anyone. I'm curious because, I know this kind of puts an emphasis in the gaming world, and that's something that's becoming just like more and more exotic as time goes on, I think. And, a lot of people have different involvements in that in real life. So what's it been like kind of tapping in and zoning in on this very specific kind of culture in society in this kind of gaming world aspect, if you will?
I think we were trying to be really careful to highlight the gaming industry because it is fascinating. Most people play some form of video games. That's becoming increasingly true, whether it is a sweeping epic or one on your phone. I mean, we're kind of always engaging in some form of gaming. So we wanted to kind of take that, but not make it so specific that people that, the 3 people that don't play any games can't access. And even when we go deep into some fandoms or the last raid episode, which it takes place completely in the game, we hope that you lose yourself in that it's almost like the details of the specifics don't matter, but the themes you still connect to. So you can still access it whether you're a super fan. It helps in some aspects because I think you'll get some of the jokes. There's a little bit more wink to it, but you don't feel alienated if that's not your world. There's still things you can connect to and amazing performances, and the show looks terrific. So I think you can still immerse yourself into possibly a new world, and I think you'll come out better for it.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited for this. I'm excited for people to get to experience it. And I like that idea of that anyone can connect to it, although some may have a more special connection to it. Well, thank you all so much for your time this morning. Side Quest coming to Apple TV March 26th. Don't miss it. Thank you, guys.